Good morning, garden friends. We are down in the basement grow room to give you a little seedling tour today. We have started a lot of seeds here together, and it's been quite a few weeks since I've been able to give you an update on how things are looking down here. So now that it's the beginning of April, a lot of these things are going to be making their way outside soon. So I thought it'd be a good time to give you a little seedling update, show you what's happening before some of these things start heading out to the garden. We're going to start with this tray of snapdragons. I have been able to give you guys an update on some of these because we did separate these together in a video just a few weeks ago. And in those last few weeks, they have been putting on just some beautiful, amazing growth. So we started these ones together back in February. We separated them about 3 to 4 weeks later. And the only thing that I could do today is pinch these if I wanted to. I don't always pinch my snapdragons. Usually I do about half of them just so I can get early blooms and then have some that are already pinched and producing a few more blooms come summertime. But that's not a necessity, so we'll see if I get to that today. In this tray we have our lavender snapdragons, our berry blend mix, and this entire half is our plum blossom. And I am so excited about these. I want to plant these in a huge drift en masse out in the garden where I can see it from my kitchen window. I think it's going to be gorgeous. Our next tray of snapdragons, some of them don't look quite as good. A few of these dried out. I got water in there. They're rebounding. They're coming back. But we still have a few that look really great. All of our ivory looking amazing. These cherry bronze did dry out a little bit, but they're on the rebound. Still looking good. We have our yellow and just a couple of the rose. All in all, I'm really happy. I have a tray of onions here. These are all doing super good. And I don't have to do anything with these. We could trim the little tops. But these are going to be heading outside within the next couple of weeks. We can start planting these onions up here in the first couple of weeks of April, right out into the garden. And they're going to be just fine. They love the cool weather. So I don't need to do anything with these until we go to plant them. And I will just separate them and plant them right into our garden beds in the next few weeks here. And we have our Walla Wallas, the Barolo, and Patterson. And I do have more Patterson than this growing that I'll show you right now. This tray has a couple different things on it. The rest of our Patterson onions that we reseeded, a couple weeks behind the other ones. This little tray of our verbascum, which I do have to separate today. You can see we got quite a few in there that just need a little separating. And you guys, our moonflower. These were the first ones that we planted, and they are in need of being up-potted. They're getting tangled with each other, as you can see. So I'm going to try to get these separated before they become a mess and tangle around some other plants today. Said they were vigorous growers, so I kind of did this to myself. But that's okay. I want them to grow big and tall and cover lattice fencing and maybe a couple other things. We'll see how many we get. Then we have our sweet little parsley that's growing. The Giants of Italy, it's looking pretty good. And the darky green, so cute. So another tray that a lot of these are going to be getting out of here pretty soon. I'll give you a little overview and I'll pull these out one by one so we can see what they are. This one is our Ruby Perfection cabbage. It's a nice purple cabbage and we got quite a few good ones growing in there. These can go out first couple weeks of April as well. Our Promise variety of green cabbage. Our cauliflower, which we usually wait until closer to the end of April to be putting out cauliflower and broccoli, so they have just a little bit longer in here, but they are looking great, and these I might separate today. So this is our broccoli. A few of these dried up. I have a couple that look really good, so we're going to work with what we got there, but I actually did get a different variety of broccoli, and it's the gypsy variety of broccoli from Johnny's Seeds. I heard it's the best for not bolting in our summer heat. So I'm actually going to seed a few of those today and see the difference between that variety and just our box store one that we grew last year that bolted on us pretty easily. So it's okay that we only got a few because I'm going to be reseeding with that other variety. And I have a similar situation with the Brussels sprouts. There's a few that look great and a few that dried up on me. but that's okay. My husband's the only one that eats these, so whatever we get off of them, he'll eat fresh or we'll freeze them if we get a ton. And our sage, you guys, this is looking great. Oh, smells really good too. Sage is so easy to grow. This is sort of a fun tray. It has a whole bunch of things on it, and I need to pot up majority of this tray today, get them into a little bit of a bigger space to grow on. Let's get closer and show you. On the end is our purple and white dianthus, the Marie Chabot dianthus, Gumfrina, our mahogany splendor hibiscus. These grew fast really quick. I could have potted them up a little bit ago. They've been sucking the water down. And our pink Sunday salvia. These definitely need a little separating, and they'll be really happy soon. All right, guys, this is our tray of peppers we started. These have been growing on for less than a month down here, and they're looking great. So as you can see, we got just a little bit of germination on our yellow flavor burst. This middle here is our orange bell peppers. We got quite a few. And the red bell peppers. I think I counted 16 red bell peppers that germinated. I do not need that many. So a lot of these are going to go to friends and family that would like them. And I'll plant out whatever I can find room for out in the garden. But we definitely don't have room for 16 red bell peppers. Our jalapenos, I'm hoping to find enough space for all of these. We got almost every cell to come up. There's a few I could separate, and we definitely have 12. So that'll be great for making cowboy candy. The Thai chilies all came up, multiple and some. Our lunchbox peppers, looks like we got about 5 or 6 there. And our sweet bananas, same, every cell. So these will obviously be living down here for quite some time, because up here we shouldn't be planting out our peppers or tomatoes. They say Memorial Day. Sometimes I do it a week or two earlier than that, depending on the weather, but definitely in May. These things are going to be down here for quite some time, so we're going to be repotting them up, just not today. All right, guys, this tray definitely needs my attention. It's the only one from the very first round of seeds starting back in February that I did not give attention to. They were pretty small back then. I was kind of afraid of separating and potting them up. Now it's been quite a few weeks, so we definitely have to do that. It's going to be a today project, but our celery, looking great. Eucalyptus, you can see some of those dried out on me. Some of them are rebounding, but we might only get a few out of that, unfortunately. Our lavender, though, beautiful. Making a little bud. How sweet. And our dahlias we just started. As you can see, about half of this tray didn't germinate. The ones that did were the dahlia seeds that I saved from my own garden. Pretty much every cell in that came up. And I had none of our pom-pom mix, that's okay, and one of our giant hybrid mix. But that's okay. I think I was most excited about the saved dahlia seeds. I always just like to see what we get out of colors that I save from our own dahlias out there that I like. So this was plenty of dahlias to save and see what we get for colors and what we want to save for future years. Plus, really fun. If you guys missed it, I dug up a few dahlias I left in the ground, not on purpose, on the south side of our house, and there's a few tubers in there that looked viable. I cannot hardly believe it. I made a video, showed you guys. I'm going to pot those up here pretty soon and see, so we might have some of those. I definitely have other tubers that we saved, and then we have those seeds, so love growing dahlias. Another tray that'll need our attention today, because cosmos, every year I grow them. They just get so much taller and leggier than anything else really quickly, and you can direct seed these into the garden. We have a lot of birds and things that eat our seeds, so I don't have a lot of luck with that. I start almost everything I do inside, so I just deal with this every year and pot them up, get them into their own little area so that the lights can be closer to the rest of these things. So this tray has our feverfew. We only got a couple. Our pastel shades of Status, we got quite a few. I'm going to need to separate these out. And this whole half of the tray is straw flower, apricot peach, cranberry rose, vintage white. Oh, and I'm sorry, actually the end of this tray is stock, but I only got, it's like 3 or 4. But that's okay, we have plenty of flowers. This tray came from one of our first rounds of seed starting. As you can tell, we have alyssum already blooming and it's still going for it. We'll get that outside soon. Our delphiniums. Let me take these out. They look beautiful. So happy about that. And our 2 trays with our saved hollyhock seeds. These are all doing amazing, put on so much growth. So with the perennial stuff like that, I'll wait until we don't have any risk of a hard frost or anything like that. I know they're going to be perennial or biennial, but I don't want these little seedlings to be enduring a really hard frost by any means, which can still happen up here in Wisconsin this time of year. So I wait a little bit longer to put those out, make sure they're going to love the weather, get nice and established for the year, and then they can endure the winter that's ahead. We'll do this tray of tomatoes first so we can get behind to the next tray. These are all looking great, you guys. We got pretty good germination. This is marigolds, and I got none. That's the only thing we didn't have decent germination on. We have basil down here, the cinnamon basil. From here over, all of our tomatoes. Beefsteak, lemon boy, best boy, mostly San Marzanos. And 2 different kinds of the cherry tomato, the honeycomb hybrid and the super sweet. Definitely have tomatoes to be given away too. Another tray from our very first seed starting round that's doing really good. All our foxglove. I'm super excited about this. So we have the Camelot mix in here and the Excelsior mix. All right, last 2 trays are all the way down. These were a little bit harder to hold. I ran out of trays, so I had to use a dome. It doesn't like to hold it very well, but we did some more moonflower. They're just starting to sprout out. See if I can get close. And our lemongrass. Oh yeah. They're little. They're really cute. They look like they're doing good. And this last tray just has a couple of herbs in it, and I'm having a little issue with a little bit of mold that's growing on top. I'm going to scrape these off and see what we can do, but I can direct seed some of these because we just have some garlic chives. They are coming up. Rosemary, nothing. Still, I think I'm going to throw those out. Our Dolores chives, I do have just a couple little ones that are sprouting in there, and our large leaf basil, definitely coming up. All right, friends. Well, that is everything that is down here so far. Some of this stuff's going to be going out. We have more seeds to start. In less than a week, I'm going to be starting all of our zinnias in here. And zinnias are something you can absolutely direct seed into the ground come May in this area. However, we not only have a lot of birds that like to dig in our garden, squirrels, rabbits, lots of different factors that kind of keep me from seeding directly into the ground if I want to plan out the garden and what it's going to look like. Because a lot of the time, some of that wildlife will just disrupt my seeds and I won't have a good chance at flowers in spaces that I want them. I have kind of a small yard. I like to utilize all my space. So I start everything inside, make sure we have a healthy plant, know where I'm putting it out in the garden so that we can plan our space out there a little bit. And now I'm going to get to some of this seedling maintenance that we need to do today. Pot up some of these things so they can start putting on some more growth. And I'll be sure to give you an update on everything else that's growing down here still. And if the weather cooperates, in a couple days, I'm going outside. We're getting in the garden beds. I am going to be planting carrots, peas, radishes, lettuce, possibly getting these onions out of here. And we're starting officially the vegetable garden for the year, all of our spring crops, and I cannot wait. And I want to thank you guys for watching. It's been really fun for me to document the journey of our garden season up here. If you're a fellow gardener, you know how much work and time can go into starting a garden from seed, and it's super fun for me to be able to share our journey up here with you guys. So I hope you guys stay tuned for more garden stuff. So thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.